It was about 6 years ago. I was 29, 30. I was just started at my new job. I started at LeConte Labor and Delivery.
So I was a pretty active guy. I was running probably about 5 to 6 miles a day, about 5 times a week. And at the same time, I graduated pharmacy school and started working full time, so I was on my feet 8 hours a day as well.
When I came down with the rheumatoid, I was pregnant. At the time, I was on the verge of getting a teaching job.
During C-sections and stuff like that, you got to do a lot during the sections, holding instruments, and my hands would lock up.
I started having pretty bad pain in my feet, is where the first place it started. I had a hard time, especially in the mornings. When I woke up, I would have a hard time kind of getting out of bed and just putting any weight or pressure on my feet.
There was one day I came in and my fingers were all, my knuckles were all swole. I had a big knot on my wrist. I couldn't work. And so I went to the doctor, and that's when he sent me to get tested. He looked at my hand and he was like, that's rheumatoid.
Normal one day and the next day, all of a sudden this thumb started hurting. It looked like I had hit it. And it was solidly red, and I couldn't understand what I was doing. And I came to find out that I had rheumatic fever.
When it started in my feet, I went to my doctor and they thought that maybe I just had fasciitis, which is just some inflammation in the foot. And when they tried to treat that and it didn't help it, at the same time I started developing the symptoms in the other joints, and so that's when they referred me to a rheumatologist and I was diagnosed.
One time I was trapped in the room. I'd shut the door, everybody had gone. Couldn't move my hand, so I couldn't open the door. I called my neighbor to come over and come and open the door and get me out of my bedroom. So I was like, that's when it got to be, they used to have to do my hair for me. I couldn't pull my, just little things you forget, you know.
I have had to sit on this chair like this and put my head down between my legs because I can't reach. I can reach back now, but there have been times where I have not been able to do very much.
I was pretty immobile, and so it was pretty hard at first. Before I started the injectable medication, I had gotten to the point where the first 2 or 3 hours I could barely walk and move around. Like my finger was so swollen I couldn't bend it at any knuckle or any joint, and so I couldn't grab things. I couldn't walk.
The elbow cannot bend straight like this one. This one bends straight. This one does not. It stays bent. When the condition worsens, it doesn't bend at all. I can almost touch my wrist with this. The bone here is protruding so bad that you can almost look like it's ready to pop out. It doesn't bend. The nerve ending in here was damaged and destroyed, so I can't even. I overlap this one with this one. I play like that. Which nobody on the face of the planet plays the piano with their fingers doubled up like that.
I'm from Iran. I'm a first generation here in the United States, so we don't have very good medical records in terms of what previous generations may have or have not had. So it is possible. I don't have a good medical family record, so I don't know for sure.
My grandmother had a little bit of it. She had arthritis. She was about the only one I knew of that had something similar to it.
I'm actually involved in a research study to help them find a link to see if it's genetic or hereditary. Me and my family, we did that. But that's very private. It's confidential. And I did the study. It's how we found out my older sister had it. If I'm real stressed out, I'll see it. I'll just start swelling. So I was like, I can't. You have to manage your stress, which is very hard to do in a house with 3 teenagers. But they do good. They take care of Mama. They do good.
You probably use exercise now as my coping mechanism, just staying very active, going to the gym 4 or 5 times a week, and just being outdoors and doing things, you know, trying to live a normal life.
It's the attitude that you have when you come down with this. If you have the attitude, I'm going to take care of myself anyway, then you're better able to adapt with the situation, and you're able to move forward and to try to maintain as normal a life as possible.